First contact. The vast expanse of space had always captivated humanity, its endless frontier beckoning explorers and dreamers alike. But on that fateful day in 2157, as the first manned mission to Mars was celebrating its successful landing, the universe decided to answer back. Captain Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the ISS Horizon, Earth's most advanced space station, her eyes fixed on the incoming transmission. The message that flashed across her screen was unlike anything she had ever seen before, a complex series of mathematical equations and geometric patterns that pulsed with an otherworldly energy. "Dr. Reeves," she called out, her voice steady despite the adrenaline surging through her veins. "I need you to take a look at this." Dr. James Reeves, the station's lead xenolinguist, hurried over. His eyes widened as he scanned the message. "This is impossible," he whispered. "Captain, if I'm reading this correctly, we're receiving a first contact transmission from an alien civilization." The news spread like wildfire through the station, then to Earth below. Humanity held its collective breath as scientists and linguists worked around the clock to decipher the message. After 3 days of intense analysis, they cracked the code. The message was simple yet profound. "We are the Zarketh. We come to claim your world. Surrender or be annihilated." The global response was immediate and unified. For the first time in human history, all nations set aside their differences to face this unprecedented threat. The United Earth Defense Council was formed, bringing together the brightest minds and most advanced technologies from every corner of the globe. Captain Chen found herself at the forefront of Earth's first line of defense. The ISS Horizon was quickly retrofitted with experimental weapons systems and shields, transforming the scientific outpost into a military stronghold. As Earth prepared for the impending invasion, long-range sensors detected a massive object entering the solar system. The Zarketh mothership, a behemoth of alien engineering, emerged from the depths of space, its size dwarfing anything humans had ever constructed. Dr. Reeves, working tirelessly to understand the alien technology, made a startling discovery. "Captain," he reported, excitement evident in his voice despite the dire circumstances. "The Zarketh's communication systems are based on quantum entanglement. If we can disrupt it, we might be able to throw their entire fleet into disarray." Chen nodded, a plan already forming in her mind. How long would it take to develop a quantum disruptor? "With our current technology? Months, maybe years," Reeves replied, his shoulders slumping. "We don't have years, Doctor. We need a solution now," Chen said firmly. She turned to her chief engineer, Lieutenant Akira Tanaka. "Tanaka, I need you to think outside the box. Can we repurpose our own quantum communication array to interfere with theirs?" Tanaka's brow furrowed in concentration. "It's risky, Captain. We'd be flying blind, and there's no guarantee it would work." But he paused, a glimmer of hope in his eyes. "It might be our only shot." As the Zarketh mothership approached Earth's orbit, tensions reached a fever pitch. The alien vessel dwarfed the planet's meager defenses, its weapons capable of reducing entire continents to ash. In a last-ditch effort, Captain Chen ordered the activation of the makeshift quantum disruptor. The ISS Horizon hummed with energy as it channeled every ounce of power into the experimental device. For a heart-stopping moment, nothing happened. Then suddenly, the Zarketh mothership faltered. Its smooth approach became erratic, its weapons failing to charge. "It's working," Tanaka shouted, his fingers flying over the controls. "Their systems are in chaos." Chen didn't hesitate. "All Earth defense units, this is your window. Attack now." A barrage of missiles and energy weapons erupted from Earth's surface and orbital platforms, striking the vulnerable alien ship. The Zarketh, caught off guard by the primitive species they had so gravely underestimated, found themselves outmaneuvered and outgunned. As the mothership retreated, its hull breached and systems failing, humanity let out a collective cheer. They had faced their first interstellar threat and emerged victorious. But Captain Chen knew this was only the beginning. The Zarketh would return, and Earth needed to be ready. As she gazed out at the stars, no longer distant and unreachable, she realized that humanity's true test was just beginning. The age of cosmic innocence was over. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger, more dangerous universe, and they had proven that they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The Zarketh invasion. The victory against the Zarketh mothership had been hard-fought, but short-lived. 6 months after humanity's first encounter with the alien threat, the skies darkened once more. This time, it wasn't a single ship, but an armada that filled Earth's orbit, blotting out the stars. General Elena Rodriguez stood in the United Earth Defense Council's war room, her face grim as she surveyed the holographic display of Earth's defenses. "They've learned from their mistake," she murmured. "Their ships are equipped with quantum shielding. Our disruptor won't work this time." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. Humanity's ace in the hole was now useless. Dr. Reeves, now the head of Earth's Xenotechnology Division, stepped forward. "We've been studying the debris from their mothership. Their technology is advanced, but not infallible. We've identified weaknesses in their hull structure and propulsion systems." "Can we exploit these weaknesses?" Rodriguez asked, a glimmer of hope in her eyes. Before Reeves could answer, alarms blared throughout the facility. The Zarketh had begun their assault. Across the globe, major cities came under fire. New York, Tokyo, London, Moscow all faced the wrath of alien weaponry. But this time, Earth was not caught unprepared. In the months following the first attack, humanity had pushed the boundaries of technological advancement. Inspired by the alien threat, scientists and engineers had worked tirelessly to develop new defensive and offensive capabilities. Energy shields, reverse-engineered from Zarketh technology, sprang to life over key locations. Advanced AI systems, programmed with adaptive combat algorithms, coordinated Earth's defense forces with unprecedented efficiency. But it wasn't enough. The Zarketh's superior numbers and technology began to overwhelm Earth's defenses. Cities fell, millions were displaced, and the future looked bleak. In a secret facility deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, a team of scientists led by Dr. Samantha Wong worked frantically on Project Phoenix. "We're close to a breakthrough," she reported to General Rodriguez via secure channel. "The nanite swarms are showing promising results in penetrating Zarketh shields." Rodriguez nodded grimly. "How long until they're combat ready?" "A week, maybe two," Wong replied. "We don't have 2 weeks, Doctor. We need a miracle, and we need it now." As if in response to the general's plea, an alert came through from the Lunar Defense Base. Captain Chen, now commanding Earth's off-world forces, appeared on the main screen. "General, we've made a discovery," Chen reported, her voice tight with urgency. "The Zarketh ships are using our moon to shield themselves from solar radiation. It's weakening their defenses on the far side." Rodriguez's mind raced with the possibilities. "Can we use this to our advantage?" Chen nodded. "We've modified our mass drivers to launch payloads at near-light speeds. If we can hit their ships while they're vulnerable—" "Do it," Rodriguez ordered without hesitation. What followed was a masterclass in human ingenuity and determination. The lunar base, originally designed for scientific research, became the staging ground for humanity's counterattack. Mass drivers, hastily retrofitted with targeting systems, began launching projectiles at the unsuspecting Zarketh fleet. The alien ships, their defenses lowered to absorb the moon's protection, were caught off guard. The first volley tore through 3 Zarketh cruisers, the hypervelocity projectiles punching clean through their hulls. As alarms blared across the alien fleet, Earth's forces pressed their advantage. Fighter squadrons, piloted by the best Earth had to offer, streaked from hidden bases across the globe. They weaved through the chaos of battle, their nimble craft exploiting gaps in the Zarketh formation. On the ground, things were equally frantic. Dr. Wong and her team worked around the clock, pushing themselves to the brink of exhaustion. The nanite swarms, microscopic machines designed to infiltrate and disable Zarketh technology, were their last best hope. As the battle raged in orbit, Zarketh ground forces began their invasion. Drak ships pierced Earth's atmosphere, deploying alien soldiers into major population centers. But here, too, humanity's preparedness shone through. Civilian militias, trained and equipped in the months following the first attack, sprang into action. They fought alongside professional military units, their knowledge of urban terrain proving invaluable in repelling the alien invaders. In New Delhi, a group of engineers rigged the city's power grid to emit an electromagnetic pulse, disabling Zarketh weapons and communication devices. In Rio de Janeiro, Environmental scientists used their knowledge of local plant life to create natural barriers against alien advancement. Each small victory, each moment of human creativity and courage began to turn the tide. The Zarketh, expecting an easy conquest, found themselves mired in a grueling war of attrition. Back in the war room, General Rodriguez watched the battle unfold with a mixture of pride and anguish. They were holding their own, but at a terrible cost. Millions had already perished, and Earth's infrastructure lay in ruins. General, Dr. Reeves burst into the room, his eyes wild with excitement. We've cracked their language matrix. We can communicate with them directly now. Rodriguez's mind raced with the implications. Can we negotiate? Call for a ceasefire? Reeves shook his head. I'm afraid not. Their culture doesn't have a concept for ceasefire or surrender. But he paused, a glint in his eye. We can feed them false information, confuse their command structure. A slow smile spread across Rodriguez's face. Doctor, I believe you've just given us the edge we need. As Earth's forces continued their desperate defense, a new front opened in the war, one of information and deception. Humanity, masters of manipulation and misdirection, began to sow chaos in the Zarketh ranks. False orders, contradictory information, and cleverly disguised threats flooded the alien communication channels. The once coordinated Zarketh assault began to falter, their forces falling into disarray. But even as humanity celebrated these small victories, they knew the war was far from over. The Zarketh still held orbital superiority, and their technology remained leagues ahead of Earth's. As the sun set on another day of brutal combat, General Rodriguez gazed out at the war-torn landscape. They had survived the initial invasion, but at a terrible cost. Now, as Earth's defenders regrouped and planned their next move, one question burned in everyone's mind. Could humanity find a way to not just survive, but to push back against the alien threat? The answer, Rodriguez knew, would determine the fate of their entire species: counterattack. The war had raged for months, Earth's surface scared by battles and alien technology. Despite the heavy losses, humanity had managed to hold its ground, their tenacity and adaptability keeping the Zarketh from claiming total victory. But holding ground wasn't enough. It was time to take the fight to the enemy. In a hidden facility beneath the Australian outback, an elite team prepared for what could be humanity's most audacious mission yet. Operation Trojan Horse, as it was dubbed, aimed to infiltrate the Zarketh command ship and disable it from within. Major Zara Khoury, a former Special Forces operative turned cynobiologist, led the team. She stood before a holographic display of the target vessel, her eyes scanning every detail. The ship's shielding is impenetrable from the outside, she explained to her team. But thanks to Dr. Wong's nanites, we have a way in. Dr. Samantha Wong nodded, her face haggard from months of non-stop work. The nanites will create a temporary gap in their shields, just large enough for your stealth shuttle to slip through. But timing is critical. You'll have a window of only 15 seconds. The team consisted of 6 members, each chosen for their unique skills. Besides Khoury, there was Lieutenant Raj Patel, a tech specialist and hacker extraordinaire. Dr. Elena Volkov, an expert in Zarketh biology and physiology. Sergeant Mike O'Brien, demolitions expert and close-quarters combat specialist. Captain Yuki Tanaka, pilot and navigation expert. Dr. James Reeves, now the foremost expert in Zarketh language and culture. As they made final preparations, General Rodriguez's voice came through the comm system. Team, I won't sugarcoat this. This mission is incredibly dangerous, possibly suicidal. But if you succeed, you could turn the tide of this war. Good luck and Godspeed. The team boarded their stealth shuttle, a sleek vessel coated in light-absorbing material and equipped with the latest in human and reverse-engineered Zarketh technology. Captain Tanaka eased the shuttle out of the hidden hangar and into the war-torn skies. As they ascended through the atmosphere, the true scale of the conflict became apparent. The once pristine orbit of Earth was now a debris field of destroyed ships, both human and alien. Through this cosmic obstacle course, Tanaka deftly piloted the shuttle, avoiding detection. They approached the massive Zarketh command ship, its hull gleaming with an otherworldly sheen. Activating nanites now. Dr. Wong's voice crackled through the comm. A swarm of microscopic machines surged towards the alien vessel, their programming focused on one task, creating a gap in the seemingly impenetrable shields. "We have breach," Lieutenant Patel called out, his eyes fixed on the sensor readings. 15 seconds and counting. Captain Tanaka didn't hesitate. With precision born from countless simulations and a hefty dose of adrenaline, she guided the shuttle through the momentary gap. For a heart-stopping moment, it seemed as if they wouldn't make it, but then they were through, the shuttle's hull scraping against the closing shields. They had made it inside the Zarketh perimeter. Now the real challenge began. Using the shuttle's cloaking technology, Tanaka maneuvered them to a rarely used docking port. With a soft thud, they attached to the alien vessel. "We're in," Tanaka reported. "No signs of detection, yet." Major Curry nodded grimly. "All right, team, you know the plan. We split into two groups. Patel, Volkov, and I will head for the central computer core. O'Brien, Tanaka, and Reeves, you're tasked with planting charges at key structural points. Remember, our primary objective is to disable this ship and gather as much intel as we can. Let's move." As they stepped into the alien corridor, the true otherworldliness of their surroundings became apparent. The walls pulsed with a bioluminescent glow, and the air was thick with an odd Swedish scent. Dr. Volkov's eyes widened with fascination. The ship, it's partially organic, incredible. They moved swiftly through the vessel, their path guided by the intel gathered from months of observation and the limited scans they could perform. The corridors were mercifully empty. It seemed the Zarketh never expected an enemy to penetrate this far. As they approached a junction, Reeves suddenly held up a hand, halting the group. Moments later, a pair of Zarketh soldiers rounded the corner. For the first time, the team saw their enemy up close. Towering insectoid creatures with multiple limbs and glossy compound eyes. Before the aliens could react, O'Brien and Curry sprang into action. With movements honed by months of training against holographic opponents, they neutralized the Zarketh soldiers swiftly and silently. "We need to move faster," Curry hissed. "They'll notice these two are missing soon." The team split up, each group racing against time to complete their objectives. Curry, Patel, and Volkov made their way to the central computer core, a massive, pulsating organ that seemed to be the heart of the ship's partially organic systems. "This is incredible," Patel breathed, his fingers flying over his portable interface. "Their computing power, it's beyond anything we've ever seen. I'm starting the data transfer now." As Patel worked to extract as much information as possible, Curry and Volkov stood guard. The tension was palpable, every sound making them flinch, expecting discovery at any moment. Meanwhile, O'Brien's team worked methodically, planting high-yield explosives at key structural points throughout the ship. Reeves' understanding of Zarketh architecture proved invaluable, guiding them to the most critical locations. Just as they planted the final charge, alarms began to blare throughout the ship. A voice echoed in an alien language, the tone unmistakably urgent. "They discovered us," Reeves translated, his face pale. "They're initiating emergency protocols." Curry's voice crackled over the comm. "All teams, fall back to the shuttle immediately." "Patel, do you have what we need?" "Not everything," Patel replied, frustration evident in his voice, "but it'll have to do." The team regrouped at the shuttle, the sounds of approaching Zarketh forces echoing through the corridors. As they piled in, Captain Tanaka was already firing up the engines. "Hold on to something," she warned, before disengaging from the docking port with a violent jerk. The shuttle shot away from the command ship, immediately coming under heavy fire. Tanaka's piloting skills were put to the ultimate test as she weaved through a barrage of energy weapons and pursuing fighters. "O'Brien," Curry called out, "light it up." With a grim smile, O'Brien activated the detonator. Behind them, a series of explosions rocked the Zarketh command ship. Huge chunks of its biomechanical structure were torn away, its shields flickering and failing. As they raced back towards Earth, the team watched in awe as the massive alien vessel began to list, secondary explosions tearing through its hull. They had done it. They had struck a critical blow against the Zarketh leadership. But their victory was tempered by the knowledge that this was just one ship, and the war was far from over. As Earth grew larger in their view screen, each member of the team knew that the information they had stolen could be the key to turning the tide. They had taken a giant leap forward in the fight for humanity's survival. But the Zarketh were wounded, not defeated, and their retaliation would be terrible to behold. The war was entering a new phase, and humanity would need every ounce of courage and ingenuity to survive what was to come. Unexpected allies. The successful infiltration of the Zarketh command ship had given humanity a glimmer of hope, but the war still raged on. Earth's cities lay in ruins, its population decimated, yet the human spirit remained unbroken. As the United Earth Defense Council pored over the stolen Zarketh data, an unexpected discovery would change the course of the war. Dr. James Reeves burst into the war room, his eyes wild with excitement. "General Rodriguez, you need to see this." He pulled up a holographic display, showing a star chart with unfamiliar markings. "We've found evidence of another advanced civilization, one that's been in conflict with the Zarketh for centuries." General Rodriguez leaned forward, her brow furrowed. "Another alien species? Are they a threat or a potential ally?" "Based on the Zarketh records, they call themselves the Nixeri," Reeves explained. "They're a highly advanced race, but they've been on the defensive against the Zarketh for a long time. I believe they could be powerful allies if we can reach them." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. An alien alliance could turn the tide of the war, but it also meant revealing Earth's position to another potentially hostile force. After a moment of contemplation, Rodriguez nodded. "We don't have the luxury of caution anymore. Prepare a mission to make contact with the Nixeri." Within days, Earth's most advanced long-range vessel, the ESS Horizon, was prepped for launch. Captain Sarah Chen, the hero of humanity's first contact with the Zarketh, was chosen to lead the mission. Her crew included Dr. Reeves, Major Corey, and a hand-picked team of Earth's brightest minds. As the Horizon broke free of Earth's gravity well, the crew couldn't help but feel the weight of their mission. They were humanity's ambassadors, venturing into the unknown in search of allies against an overwhelming foe. The journey to the coordinates extracted from the Zarketh data took weeks, even with the Horizon's advanced propulsion systems. As they traveled, Reeves worked tirelessly to decipher more about the Nixeri culture and language from the limited data they had. Finally, they arrived at the edge of what appeared to be Nixeri space. Captain Chen ordered the ship to a halt. "Broadcast on all frequencies," she commanded. "Let's hope they're listening." For hours, they waited in tense silence. Then suddenly, space itself seemed to ripple before them. A massive ship, unlike anything they had ever seen, phased into existence. Its hull shimmered with an otherworldly energy, and its design was both beautiful and alien. "We're being hailed," the communications officer reported, her voice trembling with a mix of fear and excitement. The view screen flickered to life, revealing a being that took their breath away. The Nixeri appeared as a swirling mass of bioluminescent energy, vaguely humanoid in shape, but constantly shifting and flowing. "Greetings, beings of Earth," the Nixeri spoke, its voice resonating directly in their minds. "We are the Nixeri. We have observed your conflict with the Zarketh with great interest. You have shown remarkable resilience for such a young species." Captain Chen stepped forward, her posture straight and proud. "On behalf of humanity, we thank you for this audience. We've come seeking alliance against our common enemy, the Zarketh." The Nixeri's form pulsed, a gesture that Reeves interpreted as thoughtful consideration. "Your species is young, yet you've managed to stand against the Zarketh longer than many others. We are intrigued. However, alliance is not a decision we make lightly." What followed was a series of intense negotiations and cultural exchanges. The Nixeri, it turned out, were a species as old as the stars themselves. They had evolved beyond physical form, existing as beings of pure energy and thought. Their conflict with the Zarketh stemmed from fundamental differences in philosophy. While the Nixeri sought to preserve and nurture life throughout the galaxy, the Zarketh sought only conquest and resource exploitation. As days turned into weeks, the humans and Nixeri found common ground. The Nixeri were impressed by humanity's creativity and determination, while the humans were in awe of the Nixeri's advanced technology and deep wisdom. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of discussions, the Nixeri High Council reached a decision. The lead Nixeri addressed the human delegation. "We have witnessed your struggle, your resilience, and your potential. The Zarketh are a plague upon this galaxy. one we have fought for millennia. In you, we see a young race with the fire and determination to turn the tide. We will stand with you against our common foe. The relief and joy among the human crew was palpable. Captain Chen, her eyes glistening with unshed tears, bowed deeply. Thank you. Your aid may well save our species and our world. The alliance forged, preparations began immediately. The Nixari shared their advanced technology with the humans, shields that could withstand the strongest Zarketh weapons, energy sources that could power entire cities, and faster-than-light communication devices that would revolutionize Earth's defense strategies. In return, the humans shared their unique perspectives and innovative thinking. The Nixari, for all their advancement, had become somewhat stagnant in their tactics. Human unpredictability and out-of-the-box thinking provided new angles of attack against the Zarketh. As the ESS Horizon prepared to return to Earth, laden with new technology and the promise of reinforcements, Captain Chen couldn't help but feel a surge of hope. They had come seeking aid and found not just allies, but kindred spirits in the vastness of space. The journey back to Earth was filled with feverish planning and preparation. The war was about to enter a new phase, one where humanity would no longer stand alone against the cosmic horrors that threatened their existence. As they approached the Sol system, however, they received a distress call from Earth. The Zarketh, enraged by the destruction of their command ship, had launched an all-out assault. Earth's defenses were crumbling, and time was running out. Captain Chen exchanged a look with her crew, determination etched on every face. They had the power to turn the tide, but would they arrive in time? As the Horizon pushed its engines to the limit, racing towards their embattled homeworld, the fate of humanity hung in the balance. The final battle for Earth was about to begin, and this time, humanity would not stand alone. The final battle. The ESS Horizon burst into Earth's orbit, its hull crackling with the energy of its emergency faster-than-light jump. The scene that greeted them was one of apocalyptic proportions. The skies above Earth were ablaze with the fury of battle, Zarketh ships raining destruction upon the battered human defenses. Captain Sarah Chen's voice rang out clear and determined on all frequencies. This is Captain Chen of the ESS Horizon to all Earth Defense Forces. Help has arrived. Stand fast. As if summoned by her words, space behind the horizon shimmered and rippled. In a dazzling display of advanced technology, an armada of Nixari ships phased into existence. Their otherworldly vessels, glowing with ethereal energy, immediately engaged the Zarketh forces. On the bridge of the horizon, Chen turned to her Nixari liaison, a shimmering being of light named Jorak. We need to coordinate our attack. Can your ships link with our defense network? Jorak's form pulsed in affirmation. It is already done, Captain. Your General Rodriguez is being briefed as we speak. In the United Earth Defense Council's war room, now relocated to a hardened bunker beneath the Himalayas, General Alina Rodriguez watched in awe as the holographic display came alive with new information. The Nixari battle plan was unlike anything she had ever seen, a perfect blend of advanced alien tactics and human unpredictability. All units, Rodriguez's voice boomed across the global command network, coordinate with our Nixari allies. This is our last stand, for Earth. The battle that ensued was beyond anything humanity had ever experienced. Nixari energy weapons lanced through space, their beams bending in impossible ways to strike multiple Zarketh ships at once. Human fighters, newly equipped with Nixari shielding technology, darted between the massive alien vessels, their pilots pushing the limits of both technology and human capability. On the ground, the scene was equally chaotic. Zarketh dropships continued to deploy ground forces, but now they faced a united front of human resistance fighters and Nixari energy beings. The aliens, who had evolved beyond physical form, merged with willing human hosts, creating hybrid warriors capable of incredible feats. In New York, a Nixari-enhanced squad, led by Major Zara Curry, pushed back a Zarketh assault on the city's last stronghold. Curry, her body glowing with alien energy, leaped impossible distances, her enhanced strength allowing her to tear through Zarketh armor with her bare hands. Meanwhile, in orbit, the ESS Horizon spearheaded a daring assault on the Zarketh flagship. Captain Chen, her ship's systems interlinked with Nixari tech, executed maneuvers that defied the laws of physics as humans understood them. All batteries, fire at will, Chen commanded. The Horizon's weapons, a fusion of human ingenuity and Nixari energy manipulation, tore through the Zarketh flagship's defenses. But the Zarketh were not going down without a fight. Their hive mind, the central intelligence that coordinated their entire species, recognized the threat posed by the human Nixari alliance. In a desperate gambit, it ordered all forces to converge on Earth, abandoning all other fronts in the galaxy. The space around Earth became a maelstrom of energy weapons, explosions, and debris. The planet's orbit was so cluttered with battling ships that from the surface, it looked like a new chaotic ring system had formed. Dr. James Reeves, working from a secure facility on Luna, made a critical breakthrough: the hive mind. He reported breathlessly to General Rodriguez, "It's not just coordinating their forces, it's their weakness. If we can disrupt it, the entire Zarketh force will collapse." Rodriguez's eyes narrowed. "How do we do that, Doctor?" "We need to broadcast a specific frequency," Reeves explained. "It's a combination of Nixari energy patterns and a code derived from the data we stole. But we need to be close, inside their flagship." Rodriguez didn't hesitate. "Captain Chen, did you copy that?" "Loud and clear, General." Chen's voice crackled through the comm. "We're on it." The Horizon, escorted by a squadron of Nixari vessels, fought its way towards the heart of the Zarketh fleet. The ship shuddered under constant bombardment, its Nixari-enhanced shields barely holding. "We need a diversion," Chen muttered, then her eyes lit up with an idea. "Jorak, can your people create an illusion? Make it look like we're attacking from multiple directions." The Nixari's form brightened in what Chen had learned was their equivalent of a smile. "An excellent suggestion, Captain. It shall be done." Suddenly, the space around the Zarketh flagship shimmered. Dozens of phantom ships appeared, each an exact replica of the Horizon. The Zarketh defenses went into overdrive, trying to target the multitude of threats. In the confusion, the real Horizon slipped through. "We're in position," Chen reported. "Dr. Reeves, it's now or never." Reeves activated the broadcast. A pulse of energy, invisible to the human eye but blindingly bright to the Nixari, erupted from the Horizon. It penetrated the Zarketh flagship, reaching into the very core where the hive mind resided. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, like a puppet with its strings cut, every Zarketh ship suddenly went dead in space. The insectoid aliens within writhed in confusion, their connection to the guiding intelligence severed. "It's working!" Reeves shouted jubilantly. "The hive mind is disrupted." Across Earth and in orbit, the Allied forces pressed their advantage. Without the coordinating influence of the hive mind, the once fearsome Zarketh were reduced to confused individual entities. The tide turned decisively. Nixari and human ships methodically disabled or destroyed the remaining Zarketh vessels. On the ground, the alien invaders were rounded up or neutralized. As the last Zarketh ship fell silent, a cheer went up across every human settlement, every ship, every bunker. For the first time since the invasion began, the skies above Earth were clear of enemy forces. Captain Chen, her uniform torn and dirty, her face streaked with sweat and tears, looked out at the battered but victorious fleet. "We did it," she whispered, then louder, "We did it." The exultation was tempered by the knowledge of the cost. Earth was in ruins, billions had perished, and the scars of the invasion would take generations to heal. But humanity had survived. More than that, they had found their place among the stars, no longer alone in the vast cosmic ocean. As the adrenaline of battle faded, the enormity of what came next began to sink in. The war was over, but the real work of rebuilding, of forging a new future for humanity among the stars, was just beginning. The final battle was won, but humanity's greatest challenge and greatest adventure lay ahead: a new galactic order. In the months following the decisive victory over the Zarketh, Earth began the long process of healing and rebuilding. The planet's surface bore the scars of the brutal conflict: craters where cities once stood, vast swaths of land rendered uninhabitable by alien weaponry. Yet amidst the devastation, hope blossomed. The alliance with the Nixari proved to be more than just a military partnership. As the immediate threat receded, the advanced alien race turned their efforts towards helping humanity rebuild. Their energy manipulation technology accelerated the cleanup of war-torn areas, while their scientific knowledge helped restore Earth's damaged ecosystems. In Geneva, or rather, the holographic simulation of what was once Geneva, the newly formed Galactic Council convened for the first time. Representatives from Earth, the Nixeri, and several other alien races who had suffered under Zarketh oppression gathered to shape the future of interstellar relations. General Elena Rodriguez, now serving as Earth's primary representative, stood before the assembled delegates. Her voice, tempered by years of war but filled with determination, rang out clear. We stand here today, not as victors over the Zarketh, but as survivors of a threat that nearly destroyed us all. Our victory was not won by any single race, but through unity and cooperation. Let this be the foundation upon which we build our future. The Council's first act was to establish the Galactic Defense Initiative, a joint military force designed to prevent any single species from ever again threatening galactic peace. Humanity, with its proven resilience and tactical innovation, was given a prominent role in this new organization. Captain Sarah Chen, hailed as a hero of the war, was appointed as the first human commander of a mixed-species fleet. Her experiences during the conflict had made her an ideal bridge between different alien cultures and tactical doctrines. But it wasn't just in military matters that humanity found its place. The human capacity for innovation and adaptability, honed by the crucible of war, was highly valued in scientific and diplomatic circles as well. Dr. James Reeves led a joint human Nixeri research team, exploring the fundamental nature of consciousness and its relation to the physical universe. Their work, combining Nixeri metaphysical understanding with human scientific methodology, promised to revolutionize our understanding of reality itself. Major Zara Khoury, her body permanently altered by her fusion with Nixeri energy during the war, became a symbol of the new era of human-alien cooperation. She headed a program to explore the potential of controlled human-alien symbiosis, opening up new frontiers in medicine, enhanced human capabilities, and interspecies understanding. On Earth, the process of rebuilding took on a new dimension. As humanity worked to restore their homeworld, they also looked to the stars with renewed purpose. The first human extrasolar colony was established on a planet in the Proxima Centauri system, made possible by Nixeri faster-than-light technology. Yet, amidst the rapid advancements and newfound galactic role, humanity faced challenges. The trauma of the war and the sudden introduction to a wider galactic community led to social upheavals. Some embraced the new era wholeheartedly, while others advocated for isolation, fearing further alien threats. To address these concerns, the United Earth government implemented the Cosmic Education Initiative. This program aimed to prepare the next generation for life in a multi-species galaxy, emphasizing both Earth's unique human heritage and its new role in the larger cosmic community. 5 years after the end of the war, humanity celebrated a monumental achievement. The first human-designed faster-than-light ship, the ESS Unity, was launched from the orbital shipyards above a rebuilt Cape Canaveral. Its mission? To explore uncharted regions of the galaxy, not for conquest, but for scientific discovery and diplomatic outreach. As the Unity disappeared into the depths of space, General Rodriguez, now serving as the Secretary General of the United Earth Government, addressed a global audience. Today, we take our place among the stars not as conquerors, not as victims, but as explorers and peacekeepers. The war with the Zarketh taught us the value of unity, not just among ourselves, but with other sentient beings across the cosmos. We carry with us the memory of those we lost, the lessons we learned, and the hope for a brighter future. Our journey has been one of hardship and triumph, of devastating losses and incredible discoveries. But most importantly, it has been a journey that has shown us the true strength of the human spirit. We have faced the darkness of the cosmos, and we have emerged stronger, wiser, and ready to take our place in the galactic community. As humanity looked to the future, the galaxy watched with interest. The species that had survived the Zarketh onslaught against all odds was now poised to play a crucial role in shaping galactic affairs. The road ahead was uncertain, filled with both promises and perils. But one thing was clear: humanity's greatest adventure was just beginning. In the vast expanse of the cosmos, Earth was no longer a solitary blue marble. but a shining beacon of resilience, innovation, and hope. The war had nearly destroyed them, but in rising from the ashes, humanity had found its true place among the stars. As the Unity ventured into the unknown, it carried with it the dreams and aspirations of an entire species. The message was clear. Whatever challenges the universe might hold, humanity was ready to face them, not alone, but as part of a greater galactic family. The dawn of a new era had truly begun, and the next chapter of human history would be written not just on Earth, but across the stars.